What if I told you that I have found a recipe that is delicious enough to serve as a dessert, but hearty and nutritious enough to serve as breakfast? I think that's what I have found in this apple cobbler recipe. I'm so excited to share it with you today. I have really enjoyed the switch that we've made in our family from store-bought all-purpose flour to hand milling our own wheat berries into flour. It just really has added a layer of nutrition and enjoyment to the meals that I create here for my family. I think I will probably have a dedicated video about that later on in the future. So if you're interested in that, be sure you're subscribed, hit the bell icon so that you will be notified when all the new videos are added to the channel and you won't miss a single video. I'm excited to share all of the things that I have learned about cooking and baking with this fresh ground flour. But today I'm excited to share with you this delicious apple cobbler recipe. I'm going to wash all of these. I had a lot of apples in the pantry and they needed to be used before they ruined. I'm really bad at allowing my food to spoil before I get to it, and I'm trying really hard to be more diligent about that. Be mindful and use up the food that I have in the pantry before it goes bad. So some of these apples may be a little past their prime, but you couldn't tell in the finished result. That's a good thing about apples. Even if they're a little soft, you'll still be able to cook them and use them in different recipes, and they will be just as delicious. I'm going to peel and core all 12 of the apples and then dice them just into chunks. I'm going to add about half a cup of sugar and 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Stir all of that together and set that to the side while I prepare the batter for the cobbler. And I certainly don't want to let these peels and cores go to waste, so I think I'm going to add them to a little pot and add some water and cinnamon and allow them to simmer on the back of the stove to create a little potpourri that was free to me and allow even a little extra enjoyment out of these apples. You can also use these discards to make your own apple cider vinegar. Maybe one day in another video we'll talk about that as well. To make the batter for my cobbler, I'm going to use 3 cups of my fresh ground flour, another half cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and a teaspoon or 2 of salt. I'm going to mix all of that together and add 2 cups of milk. This probably was a little bit too much milk, so I did have to add a little bit of extra flour. You'll be able to tell as you stir it together. You're looking for sort of a pancake consistency in the batter. You don't want it too runny and you don't want it too thick. While I was getting all the other ingredients ready, I melted 1 stick of butter in my Lodge pan. You do not know how much I love this Lodge pan. I'm going to link it down below because I think everybody needs to have one. It is so versatile, so beautiful, so easy to use, and it just makes everything look better. I'll pour the batter right on top of the butter and then spread out the apples on top of the batter. I should have probably added the apples first and then the batter, but it turned out perfectly. I think it'll work either way. It might be a little easier to work with if the apples are on the bottom and the batter is on the top, but I don't really think it'll make much difference in the end result. I'm going to bake it in a 375-degree oven for about 45 to 50 minutes, just until it's completely cooked through. I did broil it a little afterwards and got the apples a little brown, but I would recommend that you just skip that step to make sure that the apples are perfectly browned. To serve it, I'm going to add a little bit of half and half and some chopped walnuts. I wish that I had had some vanilla ice cream. That would have made this absolutely delicious. I hope that you will be sure and give this a try because this is about the most versatile dessert recipe I have ever tried. Having a recipe that you can provide a nice dessert for friends and family and then you are able to eat the leftovers for breakfast without feeling terrible about it is a total win in my book. Thanks for watching today. I hope you have a wonderful day. I love you and I will see you again next time.